Welcome back to GSKP, Georgia Sunflower, Kansas Beach, where we do movie, TV, current event reviews, um, books, whatever. Let's talk about it. Today is April 13th, Saturday. Beautiful day, 80 degrees outside. Absolutely lovely, lovely. We're going to talk about a couple things. We got the eclipse and Mr. Simpson's death. Um, let's let our song play and then we'll get to the task at hand. I wish I knew. Thanks for joining me again on GSKP, Georgia Sunflower, Kansas Beach. Hey y'all. Got a couple things to talk about today, but mostly I want to talk about Mr. O.J. Simpson. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the eclipse. First, a couple of shout outs. I want to shout out to my nephew, Tavian Gray. Today is his birthday. Happy birthday, Tavian. I hope your day is great. Shout out to family and friends. Hope you're having a great day. So, let's get to the task at hand. First, I'd like to say my condolences to the Simpson family. Mr. O.J. Simpson died April 10th, 2024, at the age, I believe, 76. If I'm wrong, let me know down in the comments. Mr. O.J. Orenthal James Simpson was born July 9th, 1947. He was an American football player and an actor. He played in the National Football League, which is also known as the NFL, for 11 seasons, primarily with the Buffalo Bills, and is regarded as one of the greatest running backs of all time. But his professional success was overwhelmed by his trial and controversial acquittal for the murders of his former wife, Nicole Brown, and her friend, Ron Goldman, in 94. Now, before we go any further, again, I just want to send my condolences out to the family and friends of Mr. Simpson. From what I understand, he had complications with cancer, which is never a good thing regardless to who it happens to. Though Mr. Simpson has been accused of doing some terrible things, the man also did some great things. In 1973, he was the most valuable player in the NFL. He was also Offensive Player of the Year in 1973, five-time first team All Pro 1972 through 76, five-time Pro Bowl 72 76, AFL All Star 69, Burt Bell Award in 1973, AP Athlete of the Year in 73, three-time UPI AFC Offensive Player of the Year in 72, 73, and 75, four-time NFL rushing yards leader, twice NFL rushing touchdown leader, NFL scoring leader. You can't take those things from him, whether you like him or not. The list goes on. Heisman Trophy, 68. National Champion, 67. You can't take those things from him, regardless to how it ended up. He was once a great man. He was once a great man. It's too bad things turned out the way they did for him. Not smart, but he was great as an athlete. So again, I send my condolences to the family of the Simpsons. I am sorry for your loss. But it's something we all have to do one day. Each and every one of us has to pass that way. Mr. Simpson, rest in peace. Now, let's move on to a lighter note. Last week, we had an eclipse. Very interesting. I had my little glasses and I was at work, but I enjoyed it very much. I was at work with residents. We were outside. We watched the eclipse. It was a very beautiful and moving thing. Lucky for me, this is like the third time I've seen an eclipse. Um, we didn't have a total eclipse, but it did change. Outside, it wasn't as bright. It got a little cooler. It was very interesting. But what gets me is all these people talking about this is going to be the end of the world when the eclipse came and it was over with. We could hang it up. I want to know how many of us was worried about that. Let me know in the comments if you were actually worried about the world coming to an end at the eclipse. Hold on just a minute, guys. Okay, sorry about that. Some technical difficulties there. Oh, okay, and back to the question at hand. If the world was coming to an end at the time of the eclipse, what were you going to do? Think about it. I understand people was buying up food and storing up buying all of that. If it were going to actually be the end of the world, think about it. The actual end of the world, do you think buying up toilet paper was going to save you? Just be honest. Just think about it. Do you think buying up a bunch of junk, whether it be food, clothes, whatever, building bunkers, all these super sheds and super houses and underground and this, that, and the other, if it were going to be the end of the world, do you think that was going to save you? If you say end of the world, that means the whole thing, right? That means all of it is gone. That means there's no more world, right? So that means whether you're on top of the dirt or underneath the dirt, it won't matter because it's the end of the world as a whole. So if you dig a hole, do you think that was going to save you? If the whole world was going to be at its end, being under the ground was going to save you? So then you would have been a bunker floating around in space for as long as it could stand to be out there. Did you think about that? If this were really the end, there's no way you would have survived. The chaos, the catastrophe of the end of the earth, there's no way to survive it. Think about it. The end of the earth. A bunker's not going to save you. An iron ball's not going to save you. You'll be crushed out in the atmosphere if the whole earth is to be destroyed. All that toilet paper you bought, it's not going to do you any good. All the groceries, no. What's the use? Have you ever really thought about it? The end of the earth. Just think. We won't be here. There'd be nothing here. Not this earth. If it's going to be the end of it, there'll be no earth. So where you gonna put all your clothes? They won't be on you, because if you're still here on Earth as it's being destroyed, you're gonna be destroyed too. And for those of you that believe that it was going to be destroyed on that day, tell me, how do you feel now since it didn't happen? And from what I understand, the scripture reads, "No man knows the day nor the hour." So, how is it you thought it was going to be on the day of the eclipse? Who told you that? Where did you get that information? How did you get that information? I just want you to think about that. People are running around here. This is not the first time. It happened Y2K. It happened when the gas prices went up. Happened during COVID. A lot of people thought it was the end. For some, it was. But not in the aspect that this earth, we don't know that. We can't predict that. And nobody else can either. For me, this was a prime example in time to reiterate, we need to get it together. Because if you're afraid of the end coming, you definitely need to get it together. If you are afraid of the end coming, I feel sorry for you. I feel, maybe not sorry, I feel bad for you, because it's going to be a terrible day. When that day comes, it's going to be a terrible day. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I hope all mine are safe and right, and whatever we need to do, I hope we have met those challenges and we suffer not. But for those of us that don't have it together and we are afraid, we need to get it together. I myself, I wasn't concerned, because there's nowhere you can run or hide, or no mountain you can climb, no river you can go underneath, no nothing. There's nothing you could do. If it was going to be the end, it was just going to be the end. There was nothing any of us could do. But I was just amazed at the people that believed, because of the eclipse coming, that that was going to be the end. Because someone else said that. Beautiful event. An event most haven't seen, but I've seen it more than once. I've been blessed to see it more than once. Yes, I have. I never forget. First time I was in grade school, attending McCandless Elementary in Hutchinson, Kansas. First time I saw an eclipse. The second time was just the other week. Or actually the third time, because I think I saw one 100 years later when I was in, or sometime later when I was in junior high, maybe on my way to high school or in high school or something. And then the one that I just saw the other week. I've been blessed to see three. And each time is phenomenal. And not one time did I worry about the earth, this world ending. My thing about the eclipse, excuse me, at this stage of my life, especially for those of us that believe in Jesus Christ. I know a lot of you guys don't want to hear it. A lot of people don't believe it. But imagine, especially in those countries that got the effect of the full eclipse, of the darkness that covered the land. During broad daylight hours. Imagine being present at the crucifixion and this happens. That would have been a time to definitely be afraid if you didn't have it right. If you didn't believe, that would have been the time to be afraid. Though now we have a healthy fear as children do of parents. But to be there at that time and to witness an eclipse, that would have been cause to feel as if the end of the earth had come. That definitely would have been a good time. That would have been the perfect time to assume so. Would have been great. Perfect timing. But the other day, and the good Lord could have come the other day just like he can whenever he gets ready. Please don't misunderstand. But the other day, because some man said it was going to be the end of time, and the one that created time said, no man knows the day nor the hour, We had better get it together, y'all. We had better get it together. Because an eclipse is coming again. May not be the same kind, but it's coming again in your life and mine. And I hope we're not afraid. And I hope we're ready. But for those of you that believed that the day of the eclipse, 2024, was the end of the world as we know it, comment, talk to me. Tell me how you feel now that it has not happened. These predictions weren't true. I want to know, do you continue to believe in those kind of things? Or do you change your beliefs? Let's talk about it. This is not about judgment. I'm not trying to push anything on anyone. I just want to know what you think. I just want to talk to you. So, with that being said, I think this is going to conclude the broadcast for today. I thank you for joining me on GSKP, Georgia Sunflower, Kansas Peach. And like I always say, I am my brother's keeper. Continue to wear your mask, watch your hands. COVID is still prevalent. Pray for one another, love one another. It's a beautiful day. Let's go outside. I love you. Bye. Happy birthday, Tavian. Love you.